Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have a horrendous rack. My immediate reaction is to change. The alternative would be to play UV. And this has some merit. It's 14 points. It's denying my opponent a double word square. The V is an awkward tile. So I think I will go with this. Okay, well, I draw two vowels, so it's not a great rack, but I've got a scoring tile in the H. So a player, though higher, would sort the rack out quite nicely. I can't see any bingos with this rack. I'm fairly sure there are no sevens. Quiner takes an S at the end, and I think that's all. My I can go to the right of the Q. So I can't play Hive. It would have to be an IVO word. And I can't see such a play. So what about O higher? Well, that plays here quite nicely for 26 points. And I can't see any better spots. Well, slowly improving. I suspect there are some 8s with this rack. I can't see any 7s. I've got the DE beginning and ending, and the IVE ending. Vein and Vine. I've got Divine as a 6. Can't see any way of extending that. Not too many floaters to consider. And 32 for my opponent, so I'm 8 points behind. Now, I no longer have an O for making IO. So unfortunately, I can't use this IV unless I just play div. And maybe I will, because it provides very little for my opponent. So he's pretty much got to play off the E of UV. That's likely to provide scoring opportunities for me. Rackleave, not a disaster because the V is a scoring tile, so it likes vowels. There's some synergy going on here. Vine is fine as a Rackleave, it's just the extra E which is problematic. Div 20 points, probably not much more on offer on this board. I could play D-Vein. 18 points, so I think this is better than that. I've also got Endive. Now, what about Endive? £17 points. That has some merit, leaving just an E. It doesn't leave anything dangerous. So let me explain. There are no vowels next to premium squares. The V stops a 4-letter play across here. I'm taking out the QI spot. Rackleave not great. Only 17 points. I think there's just too many floaters. I'm going with div. Possibly the wrong choice. Well, certainly a horrendous pickup, all vowels. However, I've kept the board tight. So I should be able to keep up with my opponent. At the moment, I'm 12 points ahead. There are bingo lanes on this board. Ohio takes an S, and there's rows G and I, but that's about it. Column 8 beginning with the A. I'm pretty sure there are no 8s with these tiles. So, what to do? Not very much on the board as it stands. I think I'm quite dependent on what my opponent plays. But VAE is good. Even is good, EEVEN. I don't have a 6 coming down to make DE or D some other vowel. To a T, I would have naivete, but only as a non-bingo. My V doesn't play next to the E, so not clear where I'm going to get value for it on the board as it stands. But the div play really forces my opponent to, hopefully, if he doesn't have a bingo, make a fairly low-scoring play, which will give me time to recover from this poor rack. Naive is good. 34 points for my opponent, and he only hangs out a vowel, which is a shame. Avion doesn't reach the triple word square. So good score for my opponent. I don't have anything which goes after double A. I don't have any Z something V word, so any play through the Z is going to open up the triple word square. So not great. I could play D vein across here through the D. Now, is there really no way I can use the O? Well, I'm not seeing anything. Everything stops one square short. I've got Evo A. There's just so many vowels around. Loads of vowels on my rack, and most of the floaters are vowels. However, my opponent's opened up a hotspot, so I think the thing to do is to open up one of my own. That's better rack leave. And let's see what happens. I draw the J. Unfortunately, I don't have an O or an A. Otherwise, that would be a 50-point spot above the A of naive. Another 5 vowels. We could be in for a consonant-heavy end to the game. This is a tricky rack. Bijou stopping 1 square short of the triple. Juvie not hitting a triple. Not hitting a double word square, I mean. Juba leaving 4 vowels. That's not good. So a pretty grim situation to face. I'm behind with my opponent on turn. I've got jibe on my rack, keeping 3 vowels. Just wondering if I've got something through the V. I can't see anything. In fact, I can see no good way of utilizing either triple word square, which is pretty frustrating. Now, what I could do is play DWEEB. That scores well, sorts out the duplicates, retains the J for score. That is the only decent move I have seen. Great, and it stays available. My opponent provides nothing. So DWEEB for 26. A slight improvement. And my opponent is not zooming away. He's only 8 points ahead. However, row O is available for a pretty big score. And Fon and DWEEB have shut out the top third triangle. And there are no great spots for my J. I've got Jihu on my rack, but that leaves double I. That plays in row I, making Emu. Shinju through an S. I've got John in row O for a good score. I was going to say I've got Johnny, but I think that's double N, so I don't. I've got Join, which sorts out the duplicates for 33 points, but I am very much expecting my opponent to play in row O. Unless he's got a bingo down through the C. The C only really useful as a floater for a bingo. Now, if my opponent does play in row O, maybe I should... Wow, a 9-timer. Triple. Fantastic. 131 points. Great play by my opponent. And I'm a long way behind. What I can do is play Jin for 42 to begin the comeback. I am taking out the floating R, which is pretty useful. However, when you're this far behind, I don't think you can forgo 42 points, and there are a lot of tiles to come, so there are opportunities for opening the board up. And at the moment, there are two good bingo lanes. There's row N and also column 15. So I think Jin is the play. Or what about Jun, keeping double I, ditching the U? What's better, IU or double I? Only two I's to come. I'm going with Jun. Great, that doesn't look too bad. I have Hey RMI. Or I would if my tiles were different. Yeah, I don't have that at all. That's only got one I. But that looks like it goes well with the C. But not well enough to suggest any valid word, or even approximation to one. So, what do I want to do with this rack? Joe takes nothing in front of it, so I can't develop the top of the board through playing in this bottom quarter. It's very, very tight. Wow. Okay, 61 points for my opponent. Pretty good. Now, is Imra good? I think it is. 49 points if it is, and it's opening up the top of the board. And I draw the blank, and this is a bingo-y rack. I should be bingoing with this. No super hot spots available. No triple word squares or double doubles. However, I'm only 100 points behind. Oh no! Ouch. Ah, it's IRAM. IHRAM. Rats. That is painful. Yeah. That's pretty dumb. That looks stupid. It's IRAM. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. And IRAM would have scored only a few fewer points. Gosh, I guess I just played that too quickly. My opponent's opened up the board. Chu takes an S in front. And I'm now 180 points behind. So, 12 minutes on my clock, plenty of time. The obvious spot to play is column 15. So I could play higher in that spot. I could play my high for 33 points, and I will. Wow, blank has been saved for me. And this is a bingo-y rack. It's not quite as bingo-y as the previous one. Now, I'm just wondering if Katas is good. Pretty bingo-y rack. Can't see a bingo pluralizing in Colia. I have tetract in row N, which does at least get doubled, and retract. Okay, my opponent takes that out. So what about a play ending in M? This looks like there could be one, but it's not coming to mind. And my opponent's play has taken out the E as a bingo lane, pretty much. So I've got row L ending in R, row C ending in SH, okay, well, at the moment, I've got no bingo at all. 11 minutes on my clock. So there probably is one ending in R. I'm going to look through the alphabet and see what comes to mind, and I've vaguely got R in mind, as well as M and I. So that's detract. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row M would be available for bingos. A something E and ending in E. Can't see anything. Let me go back to the alphabet. Thinking about M, R, well, I and L. Quite a lot to keep in mind. Chatter and ratchet. Just looking around in case I've overlooked a 7-letter bingo lane. I don't think I have. Mike takes an E in front, so column 12 is available for bingos with VE. I'll have a think about that later. Gosh, that looks close to something. Clatter. Trinect. And I mentioned sevens in case they prompt anagrams or hooks which work. Co-rotate through an O. Atacop through an O. So that's scatter. T-carts through an A. Tetract. Curtate. 28 tiles in the bag. Okay, so that's disappointing because this is a pretty bingo-y rack. Now, the possibility I mentioned was a VE word. Well, I think I have tractive. Tractive for 87. Slight doubt about this. Let's see if it stays on. If it does, I've drawn the second blank. I've got gawkily. Nowhere for that, but if my opponent plays in row A onto this triple, gawkily could become playable. And I've got gawky in row M as a 5-letter play for quite a lot. My opponent may leave that alone if he wants to stop me bingoing in row A. So the game is not lost yet, although being 100 points behind, I'm certainly a massive underdog. Emic takes an H in front and a D. So, any other bingos apart from Gorkily, and in particular, any 8s? Quite possibly not. This is a pretty non-bingo-y set of tiles. Now, another hotspot is row O for a 6-letter play beginning underneath the X, so beginning with an I or a U. Just scanning the board in case I've overlooked a spot for Gorkily. So I've got 4 new floaters, and they're all bingo-y ones, T, R, A, and C. Just looking at each in turn with my rack. Can't see anything. So at the moment, I'm holding out for Gorky in row M, which is going to be a big score, probably around 50 points, I would guess. Still, all 4 S's to come. That's pretty unusual, with only 21 tiles left. No fabulous S spots. Encolia does take an S, but that's only for a 4-letter word. Let me look at the vowel situation. 8 vowels out of 28 tiles. Wow. Very consonant heavy. My opponent, being 100 points ahead, may hope to just outscore me, to outrun me. So maybe he will play in row A, allowing me to bingo. Column 13 is a bingo lane for bingos beginning EM. I've also got Gorky in column 14 for quite a lot. And I quite like the idea of playing a non-bingo in the bottom right, because it keeps open the top of the board for bingos. Now, good score for my opponent. He's taken both my spots, which is good play by him. But I've got quite a good comeback play with Way for 43. His rack lead not great. It would be nice to play off the K as well. Gork doesn't work. Ox takes only an O. Well, it takes a Y underneath it as well. So, I could play Yoring, burning the blank, for 61. That's not worth doing. Not when I've got 43 on offer for Way. Okay, I don't like the rack lead, but I do have the blank, so I could have a bingo after this. Okay, that's pretty good. Remaining vowels, only 4 out of 17, so my opponent could be struggling, and I'm vaguely getting within reach of 1 bingo of him. Can't see a bingo here, but I've got good scoring tiles in the K and the Y. Now, K can go in front of AT, R can go in front of YA. But that's where the fun ends. Now my opponent surely will close down these floaters. In which case I need to open something up. But the issue then will be, since if he closes down all bingo lanes and I open up bingo lanes, then he should be able to close down what I open up. So this could be a frustrating end to the game. However, it is not over yet. Wox takes nothing in front. I've got nothing great to play at the top. I don't really want to burn 4 tiles. It would be nice just to play off KY somewhere. Not that the G is particularly worth hanging on for. But I want to play out the remainder of this game fairly slowly. Can't see anywhere for just KY. Regardless of score. Except I can, because I can see Kayat in column 11, 22 points. So, wow, look at that. If only my opponent had done that last time, I would have had Gorkali and Phi. So maybe the Y is worth hanging on for now. And is there definitely no bingo here? Be a great shame to miss out on one. 7 minutes on my clock, 9 tiles left. I've got time to quickly look through the alphabet for a pretty low probability bingo ending with Y. Gosh, close to Hickory. That would be the LY ending. Broccoli, not good. So I'm looking for bingos ending in Y. Can't see anything. So do I play Kayat, burning the Y? F does take an A and an E after it, so I think that's good enough. So Kayat for 22. Look at the remaining tiles. This is insane. There is just one vowel out there. My opponent played 3 vowels to play through it. He's going to struggle to block row B. Kayat 22. Yes, keeping 2 vowels plus a blank. Now, hopefully I can draw the final O. I don't. I've got riggers. That doesn't play. Now, unfortunately, with the tiles that I have, I'm going to have to use the blank to go underneath the F. Although there is still the A and the C available, but row B will score the most. Look at these remaining tiles, though. No scoring tiles, just the B, and then nothing else over 2 points. But I am 90 points behind. My opponent should be able to see this out. There must be opportunities for him, but I'm short on time, so I'm going to look for bingos for myself. Nothing sprang to mind. So unless I hit A, E, or Y, let me just consider those separately. So is there a bingo here? It could end ER. Gorsia. Yeah, so I do have a bingo, but it doesn't get doubled. Does Gorsia have an anagram? Okay, but only 10 points. 5 minutes on my clock. I've really got just the L and the D. 4 tiles in the bag. My opponent's burnt the last vowel. He's sitting there with 7 consonants. He's got 100 points. So if I bingo, I'm drawing 4 consonants. However, I think I have to bingo. Yeah, I do have to bingo. So I've got girl as an ending and girls. So I've just got L and D to consider. So let's see if I can see something. That's my Gorsia rack. So nearly available. L and D. Rigorism through an I. No ING spots available. This isn't looking good. So that's riggers as a 7. Gosh, I thought I had Vigoroso for a minute. I don't. Okay, so I can't see a bingo with this rack. I need to leave these alone. Can I open another bingo lane somewhere and hang on to my vowels? No, but I could just play rut for 6. That doesn't feel great. Even if I bingo, it probably won't be enough. But I think this game is now lost. I think I have to let it go. Now, there was L and A. Do I have a 9-letter play through L and A? Can't see anything. D and C less likely. I think I am going to play rut. I think I do have to play off the duplicate tile to maximise my chances of bingoing, and I'm running out of time. I draw the final G, which I think is a bad thing in terms of bingos. I don't think Rigolds is good. It's Rigalds. So just 2 minutes left. Nice play by my opponent. He takes out the O and the L as floaters. I've got just the D. The bag is empty. So if I've got a bingo through the D, it ends the game. Now, oh, it's bird, dogs, 2 Ds. I'm not expecting to find anything here. But I think it's important to go through the discipline of looking. So that's girl. One minute on my clock. A bingo won't win for me, but it would still be nice to have a bingo. It's always annoying to miss them. Okay, so I can't see anything. So I think I might as well just play something like Gorgio for 28. I'm sure I can play my S somewhere. Fouettes for 9 points. And Colliers, 11. Rote nuns and pies for more. Aquinas hook has gone. Yeah, I'm going to play rote nuns if that stays available. Horrible rack for my opponent, but he won't care. He's nearly 100 points ahead. Is and divs for 10. 14 for rote nuns. Hicks doesn't take an S. Tractive I'm not sure about. Don't think so. UV doesn't take an S. So I think it is just the rote nuns play. Well, I think rote nuns is the highest scoring. Opponent's got 4 minutes to do something with this, with his 6 remaining consonants. And there's a floating A, so he certainly does have plays available. He could play star. So 1 minute on my clock, 3 minutes on my opponent's. Just ruining my play of Imra. Really disappointed in playing that. It's not a difficult word. The Iram play. Anyway, I think it would have just given me a slim hope of winning, whereas phoning gave me a much slimmer hope. 3 minutes on my opponent's clock. Okay, so 12 points for my opponent. He's provided nothing for me, so wrote nuns for 40. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game. Which he does, and the final score, 380 to me, 459 to my opponent, a winning margin of 79 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. I played UV, and I still think that's the right thing to do. But changing wouldn't have been a bad thing either. Opponent plays Quina. Now, Hioi, I didn't think of that. I played Ohio for 26, and that is the best play. Opponent plays Fag. And this is where I hesitated between playing a 6-letter word in row G or the short word in column 7. I think both have merits. Opponent's rack. And if I'd played a longer word across here, I think my opponent would have been able to score pretty well and possibly even bingo. So Armozine is good, for example, through an N. Opponent plays Azo. I draw vowels and play naive, which isn't down here. Vina D8. Ah, making chin. Yep, didn't think of that. But keeping 3 vowels, not good. Okay, yeah, I think naive probably not a great play. I think Div F7. Yeah, would have been better. Now, nice rack for my opponent. Did he have a bingo? Nope. He plays Mike. I have a horrible rack. I don't see Job through the O, but look at that rack leave. Horrendous. So I played DWEEB for 26, and I still like that. Now, this is a great play by my opponent. Wrote none, a 9-timer, triple. And I'm 140 points behind. I played Jun for 42. Opponent plays Encollier, which is a great spot. And he's now 150 points ahead. And now is such a painful moment. This is where I wanted to play Iram and transpose the M and the H to make Imra. It wasn't an accidental in transposition. I played Imra thinking it was a word, but I was confusing it with Iram. But it was a pretty painful and possibly expensive error. Now, my opponent's got a nice rack. He plays Chew. My nice spot has gone. A8. Hermi onto the I. Quite nice. I didn't see that. I play My High for 33. Now, the vowels dry up. Opponent plays Pix. And I spent an age finding Tractive, and it was the only bingo. Wow. Now, opponent has 4 pass, but doesn't play through the R. No bingo, although a nice rack. He plays Potty. I have Gorkily, nowhere for it. I play Way for 43. Yep, I still like that. Opponent plays Fouet. Oh, wow, look at that. Kilo Grey. Kilo Grey through the A. Wow. What would that have done to the score? That would have taken me to 388, just 20 points behind. But I would have had 7 almost certainly seven consonants on my rack, but it would have been fun. Kilo Grey, didn't see that. What a shame. Well, my opponent has the O. I would have had 7 consonants. Opponent plays fold. Rigorous, B3. Ouch. Gosh. Okay, well, that wouldn't have won the game, but it would have closed the margin. And Porry goes B2. Okay, so a couple of missed bingos there. I play Rut. Opponent 7 consonants, plays slobs. And I go out with Gorgio. So there were some errors in that game. There are errors in all games. The errors in this game were quite bad ones in playing a phony when there was a very good alternative available, and also missing a couple of bingos at the end. Although those, well, the kilogram may have made a difference. Okay, but all these errors are learning opportunities, and those are not empty words. I think you do need to treat them as such. This isn't a tournament, so it hasn't cost me a prize or any money. And hopefully I'll spot Kilo Grey and IRAM next time they come up. So I hope you enjoyed sharing my misery, and I will see you next time.